on a cat. She's sleeping.
Namaste, greetings everyone. Thought I'd make a quick video. Would have loved to wait until I floofed my hair, but don't got time for all that. But while it's fresh on my mind, what I want to record about today is negative Google reviews. I brought this up as I'm currently visiting a family member, and they left a honest Google review on a company website regarding the services that they received from this company. It was per adoption of a pet from an animal shelter. The animal shelter had a lot of questionable things, things that were unsanitary and unwell for the animals there at the facility. The animal came home in distress, had roundworms, was the cat that they adopted. Like if you could see the cat now compared to how the cat looked when my loved one adopted this cat from this pet shelter, it's like night and day. This cat looks like a whole nother creature. It's happy, it's loved, and it's because it was adopted into a loving home and has been taken care of lovingly. Another thing is they had the cat on anxiety medicines. Okay, I didn't know. But anyways, cat was on anxiety medicines because the horrible state of the shelter. Mind you, this is a well-known shelter in our area. I'm sure they get a lot of funding from different things, but it's appalling. And this Google review needed to be made because they need to be held accountable. People need to be aware of what they're getting into when they go to this shelter. Also on this site, which has happened to me before, there was somebody who stated that they were dealing with discriminatory behavior, a Black person. They left this comment. I remember reading this comment one time. This comment has been removed. Honest, factual experience, okay? This happened to me one time. I visited a restaurant. I was treated horribly in a degrading manner, and I'm confident it was because I was Black, okay? Left the review, looked at it a couple days later, the review had been removed. So in saying that, does anybody know the procedure? Like, what accountability does Google have to make sure that the reviews that are being received are honest and forthright? I thought the point of the reviews were to give a honest depiction of your experience with the company, which in turn gives people informed well-informed information. That's not what I wanted to say, but thorough information, truthful information, so that the next consumer can decide if they want to patronize that business. I thought that was what that was for. And so if you are a good business and you're putting out good service, then you're going to have good reviews. If you've had some errors, right, and the person somebody leaves a negative review, then that's accountability, and that gives the company a chance to correct whatever it is that they're doing incorrect, right? I did not think that Google review was for companies to only have good reviews and have any negative review removed from their site and their website or their Google search, basically leading people into deceptively leading people into patronizing their business. This is not accountability. So I don't know if anybody else has had this experience. I'm confident it has. I notice typically when something happens to me, it's happened to a ton of people. So I just want to hear anyone's perspective about that and what accountability is there. So also, and seeing that her honest review, letting them know the state of the shelter, what the procedure was, the state of the kitten, and what happened, since it's not being shown on the site. So I Googled, because, Google can be very useful. I Googled to see what counter measure can you take when a review is falsely removed or unfairly removed. And if anybody can Google this, there's nothing in there letting people. I Googled it 2 different ways. There's not really anything showing what countermeasure you can take to protect your negative view from being removed from a site. All it was showing how to get negative reviews removed. So I'm just wondering, is there some kind of what incentive is there for Google to remove a negative review about a company? As I said, a negative review is just as valuable as a good review because it holds the business accountable. It causes them to correct whatever the error was. I've seen some, usually it's on apps, which is weird. So maybe that's where I'm getting confused. On apps, if you look at a review for an app, if somebody gives a negative review or makes a complaint on their honest review, somebody on the app will respond and say, well, I'm sorry that you had that experience. Please contact us. We'll do the best that we can to correct this for you. Or what they'll do is if they're not in error, they'll state that, that they weren't in error. But more than likely on the apps, there's accountability because the app provider or the servicer will get on there and say, we acknowledge, thank you for sharing that information. We acknowledge what you have shared. We're going to do what we can to fix that. That's what accountability is, right? But for businesses, for some reason, and maybe this is just in my state or my city, which I doubt it is, for businesses, it's okay for them to remove a completely factual, honest review. No cuss words, no slander, no nothing, but stating the facts about the truth of that experience with that company. And then they get to remove it for whatever reason. So what incentive does Google have to remove these reviews? I'm going to say it again. I didn't think Google review was a forum for people to lie, or not to lie, for companies to basically lie and only have up their best of their best reviews, basically leading someone to patronize them with no accountability for them to correct their error, no accountability for them to improve the quality of their service, no accountability for them to improve the quality of their product. And then also wasting future people's time and energy and money because they're going to patronize a company that has no accountability, that's basically leaving a false image and a false representation of themselves, okay? And then, for example, my racist encounter at this restaurant, because they were racist, and they knew they were racist. They didn't apologize for being racist. They treated me like SHIT. You know what I'm saying? And I had to go about my day. And me thinking I had the power to at least forewarn the next Black person who was going to patronize this place so that they could be aware, this information was removed. It was removed, which is going to lead more Black people or Indian or anybody who's not of whatever race that is that was patronizing that business to experience discriminatory behavior when they would have had the option to choose not to go there based on an honest review, or probably, like I said, if something happens to me, it's happened to several people, several honest reviews left by people of the Black race or of other races that have been discriminated against from this company, right? So like I said, there's no accountability. It's not that they're removing it and that they're fixing their behavior. They're just removing it. So in a sense, they are lying. They're lying to people to patronize them. People should be able to choose what they support or where they choose to purchase from based on the service that they're going to receive. But they're being lied to because the only thing that you're getting is the good reviews of this company. So I'm just curious to know, what protections do customers really have? What is the point of Google review if it's not giving an honest review? What is the point of Google review if the seedy, shady, dirty company can just call and have something removed that is completely factual, and then on top of it have it removed and not do anything to correct the error of their ways? Leading other people to patronize them that would never patronize them otherwise. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, and that brings up another thing: freedom of speech. We all know, how that goes. But I know anybody who's watched my videos has heard me mention the political gamer because I ride for him. Like, I love his content, I love his thoughts, and I love what he puts out there. He says just a nobody saying something somebody needs to say, but it's edifying, his dialogue, right? Had several videos, had several hundred subscribers. One day I, go to look for his channel, it's gone, it's completely deleted, right? Didn't know what happened, so I've left the links in the other videos. The Political Gamer, DA Political Gamer, his page was deleted, apparently over something that he said. Now, I was a part of a lot of his videos. I didn't see anything. He never said anything offensive. What he would say would be truthful, right? So here's the problem we have. Why is truth being censored? What kind of world do we live in when truth is allowed to be censored? Truth. Not lies, truth. Do you understand what I'm saying? So his channel was gone, and something told me to search it up because I know he's a trooper. Something told me to search his channel again and put the number 2 after his name, and he has a second channel. So he's back up, has to build his subscribers again, but he's back on the ball making his videos. So if anybody who's tapped into my videos, the Political Gamer 2, DA Political Gamer all together, and the number 2 behind it, you'll find his new channel. Subscribe to him, get what you can from him before he is removed again. Well, no, I'm not saying that. Delete that part. I'm sorry. Something caught my attention. Let's hope he's not removed again, because he is not saying anything that is hate speech. He's not saying anything wrong. He is just stating facts. He's stating facts. So maybe somebody knows the answer. What can people do if they leave a Google review over a negative service or bad treatment or a horrible product from a company, and that is deleted, censoring their voice, further disregarding them as a customer who has patronized the business that they did not have to patronize. And then on top of that, the service, there's no accountability for these businesses. This animal shelter needs to be investigated. This animal shelter needs to have people to go in there for these pets, because your whole mission statement, your whole function is the well-being of uncared for pets, right? But you're in there, and those pets will probably be better off in the streets than they would be in the shelter, because of what's going on. It's so bad in the shelter that you're putting animals on anxiety medications. And then when people get on your site and leave honest reviews of their experience, you're removing that. So what is the incentive for you to change? So I'm just curious to know why this is acceptable. And if anybody knows of any countermeasures that can be taken to make sure honest reviews are left up so people can make thorough, honest decisions when they choose to patronize or do any business or anything, you know what I'm saying? Like anything, you know what I'm saying? This is what the world is about. It's connection. It's energetic connection. It's telling your truth. It's telling your story. And then it's up to you to make the discernment about what you want to do and what you don't. But you should have the full plate before you decide what you're going to take and what you're not. You know what I'm saying? So is there some bribery going on that allows this? Is like, what's going on? Because I don't think Google was like this at first, when it first started with the reviews. I don't know what's happened. One of the things, like I said, when I Googled it, it's not showing you how to counter them removing your negative reviews. All it is in support of the business to get a negative review removed. And then one of the comments said, how to get a fake review removed. How would you know the review is fake? How would you know that? So because I know my review I left wasn't fake. I know my loved one's review wasn't fake. I know that the one person who left the review wasn't fake. I know that it's probably hundreds of people who have not left fake reviews, but these reviews are removed instantly to protect a company of no integrity. And I'm just curious to know, like, when will some accountability or the spotlight be shed on that? So yeah, I mean, I just thought I'd put it out here. This loved one is gonna, we're gonna do what we can to make sure there's accountability, because it's not about making the company feel bad. Like, it's a whole bunch of different things. Like I said, another black person doesn't need to go to the restaurant that I went to and get the same treatment, because there wasn't an honest review left, showing that somebody like them similar to them prior to that had experienced this. And maybe it was probably 5, 10, 20, 30 more people who was removed. You get it? And it's just crazy how quick they can remove it. They can get it removed so quick too. I don't know. And I guess that's the same thing going on with what's going on, what's being the narrative, what was being pushed for people to inject into their bodies. Like, I'm seeing too that a lot of people are being censored when they're saying the negative side effects that they're having. That's being censored, but only the good is being pushed out. So what kind of world do we live in where that's just an acceptable practice? I mean, maybe I can't say world, just for where I live. I don't know if it's like this all over the world, but why is this acceptable? Like, it doesn't hurt anyone to allow people to leave honest reviews. It doesn't hurt anyone. If you're a good business, that's going to be shown. If you had a bad encounter, say what you did to correct it. Correct it. Leave that. Okay, yeah, we felt. See, that's the thing. Everyone wants to lie and be perfect and deceive people. Even people move like that. They want to lie and be perfect and deceive people instead of being honest and forthright about everything that they are. Just like a person. If you mess up or you do something, own that shit. Take accountability and then work on fixing that. Fix it. You get what I'm saying? In life, you're always going to have to fix stuff, right? Nobody's ever going to be perfect. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. But you're going to be nowhere near perfection if you're not even doing the work. So what you would rather do is just lie to people and show people your best face forward all the time and deceive people and lure people to you to put them in a bondage. That's it. That's it. So that's basically what these companies are doing. So I just want to know, why is it okay? Why is this okay now? And what protection do the people have? All right. Thank you for your time, and I say